Hi, Marcus. Thanks for joining me.
No worries, Mike. Thanks for having me.
And you're obviously in Australia at the moment.
Yep, I'm in Perth, Western Australia.
Oh, lovely, lovely. I've not been to Perth, in Australia yet.
Yeah,
Um,
no, it's a long way from everywhere. So it's like the most isolated city on the planet. So whenever whenever my dad comes over, he always says Perth, Perth, end of the earth. So yeah, it's pretty funny.
and you're a YouTube specialist.
I certainly have. Yeah, YouTube advertising.
YouTube advertising specialist
Yep.
is the description, job
Yep.
description. And
Yeah,
your company is Titan Marketer.
correct.
Great, great. I will put the links to those below when the interview comes out. So I just want to just dive in really and just talk about how did you get into YouTube advertising? What was the journey?
Yeah. So I started getting into advertising back in 2016. I'm a industrial instrumentation electrician by trade. I did that for about a decade, um, and essentially, I was just like an underworked, overpaid electrician. Like I got paid for what I knew, not for what I did. And yeah, so then I started doing like affiliate marketing like back in 2016, so around there. And I just saw an ad about it and I was like, oh, that sounds great. But it was terrible. I sucked at it and it just wasn't for me. But I came to the understanding that everyone needed traffic, right? Like whether you're brick and mortar business or online business, you need traffic in order to survive, right? And so I started dabbling in Facebook ads and learning about Facebook ads and all sorts. And then um, 2018, I took my son, my oldest son at the time, to a place called Flip Out. It's like this trampoline indoor arena slash death trap of a place. And, you know, as a dad, you're out goofing around with your kids, you forget that you're no longer 13 years old. And so you start doing stupid stuff. And that's exactly what I did. So I was jumping from one trampoline to another trampoline, just goofing off. And when it came down, my right knee dislocated. I dislocated my right knee. And it basically just mulched all the ligaments in my knee, right? Because I'm 6'2", and I'm like 92 kilos, so like almost 200 pounds, somewhere around there. I'm not a small person, right? So my knee was just like destroyed, and I I couldn't work anymore. I couldn't do my trade. I ended up losing my job, um, and so I started getting more into the marketing side. And my friend Ben, my current business partner Ben, um, he was like, "Hey, can you run some Facebook traffic for me and some other associates of mine or acquaintances of mine and whatnot?" And I said, "Yeah, no worries." So I started doing that, and then after about 6 7 months of doing that, Ben and I were like, "Hey, let's just join forces, and we'll just." He's good at sales and messaging, and I was good at marketing and running campaigns and understanding that kind of stuff and everything. So then we created Titan Marketer, and we started running ads for ourselves with Facebook. And then our account got suspended for like 2 weeks for some stupid reason. No idea
Yeah.
why. Stupid
Yes.
Facebook. Anyways, um, and so we're like, well, we got to do something. So we just threw ourselves at YouTube advertising, and this was like late 2018. We just threw ourselves at it, and so we just did some quick due diligence. We looked up some YouTube structures and messaging, just Googled it, and then we just threw a bunch of money at some ads, and we were like very very surprised, pleasantly surprised at like how well it went. We're like,
Yeah.
what? like, what have we found here? You know, like, well, why is no one doing this right now? You know, and so we just said, no, stuff it. Screw Facebook. We're going to spend most of our money on YouTube advertising. And we'll do Facebook ads, but we'll do mostly like retargeting and that sort of thing with Facebook. Um, and we've never looked back. We've never looked back. And so now like 80% of all of our advertising budget is spent on YouTube. And that's what we do. We try and spread the word on YouTube advertising. We try and teach other people about advertising, and it's just like hardly anyone's doing it. Like it's
Yeah,
hardly
that's
anyone.
what struck me. Yeah, yeah.
But the reason why that is though is because the barrier to entry is much harder, right? It's much bigger than Facebook. So Facebook, you get some catchy images or whatever it may be, and then you put in some copy for your ad, your headlines, all that nonsense. You plug in your URL, you hit go. That's it.
Yeah.
You know. Whereas on YouTube, you have to like get a script, create a script, shoot the script, shoot the video, edit the ad, right? And then you gotta upload it to YouTube and put it on in your campaign. And so I reckon it's probably why not very many people do it, is because they just can't be bothered putting in the work. But if you're willing to put in the work, like for example, if you're already running like we specialize with lead gen, mostly lead gen is what we do, right? And so like if you're running Facebook ads for some lead generation, whatever it may be, and it's working for you, you can basically plug and play YouTube advertising, and it'll work. It'll work. So because we've had students and clients come along who are already spending like a few $1,000s a month on Facebook ads, and then we just help them create some scripts and whatnot. They shot their ads and uploaded to YouTube, and within a week they were getting better results with their YouTube advertising than they were with their Facebook advertising. They've been running Facebook advertising for ages. So
Wow.
it's been it's been a crazy journey. It's still learning heaps, like constantly learning more and more. So, but that's kind of our journey
Yeah,
in,
yeah.
in a
So
somewhat short
Facebook,
version.
Facebook were kind of responsible for your
Yes,
change of
Facebook was
direction, and
responsible
they've
for us.
lost
Yeah,
a lot of revenue because of that, haven't
yeah, yeah. Oh, I'm sure they're feeling the pain with not having our money.
they? It all adds up, though.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah.
When you talk about YouTube ads, are you including Performance Max campaigns in this, or are you talking like separate, just mainline YouTube ads?
Yeah. So I know Performance Max does use YouTube advertising. But no, I'm not talking Performance Max. I'm talking just straight up video ad campaigns in the Google platform.
Yeah, yeah. And obviously, you mentioned that the barrier to entry is higher with YouTube ads
Correct.
because of the video. I
You
mean,
have
is
to
it?
script it, and you have to shoot it and edit it, and it's there's a lot more work that goes involved in creating a YouTube ad than there is to creating a Facebook ad or a display ad for that matter.
Sure, sure. Because obviously, I've heard you mention in interviews, you don't have to have a lot of money to create a professional looking YouTube ad.
No, you don't. You don't. Not at all. So, like what we do, oh, my phone's on here. All you need is a phone, like a half decent phone. Like not the, early 2000s indestructible Nokias, nothing like that, but like, like a somewhat late model iPhone or late model Android, somewhere around there. It doesn't have to be the latest and greatest, but something decent. And then sound. So you want good sound. Okay.
Yes,
So, I
yes.
mean, you can get like we use we use two types of mics. We use the wireless Rode Go 2 right? Those are really good. Or we use the DJI, the wireless DJIs. So these are really good. But yeah, you want really good sounds. So I wouldn't skimp out on sounds. But you can get a good mic for like, I don't know, like 100 and $200
Yeah.
for, well, it's Australian, $2 Australian.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like if you're gonna get into YouTube ads or even any type of video advertising, really, um, yeah, good sound is super, super important. But yeah, phone, good mic, and then like a gimbal, like a gimbal. It's like one of those anti-shake
Yeah.
handheld devices.
Like this.
Yeah,
Like that.
yeah. And basically, that's all you need. That's all you need. So you could get set up for like $300 Aussie, maybe like $100 and $200 American, somewhere around there. And they'll last you ages. So it's not very expensive to get started.
And do the videos ideally have to be long or short, or is there a sweet spot for the length of a YouTube ad?
So we've tried a whole heap of different lengths. So we've had previously we used to do like 2 minutes, 2.5 minute ads, but for some and when you put in so we've put in recently like 3.5 minute ads, and Google, when you put it in, Google will say, "Oh, you want to keep it under 3 minutes for best performance," and blah 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 blah. Right? A lot of what Google says, I take with a grain of salt. Okay. So we've been doing like 3.5 minute ads with like really good value in them, right? Like proper value. Like if you're going to help someone, help them. The best way to help someone is actually help them. And so we've created some ads that are about 3.5 minutes long, and they work really well. So I don't know, anywhere between 2 minutes and 3.5 minutes. You don't want like a massive ad, but around the 3 minute, 2.5 minute mark would be fine.
Okay. And for local businesses, is this a good route for them?
110%. Yep. So there is a near my house here in Perth. There's a local franchisee owner named the Tackle World. They're like a fishing tackle, like a fishing, camping, diving type shop, and they're pretty big. And he comes up to me in the Subway sandwich shop one day, right? He's like, "Oh, Marcus, I've seen your ads on YouTube." I'm like, "Oh yeah," and he's like, "Oh, can you do that for me?" And I said, "Yeah, of course I can." So we help him create some ads, put them on, and within it takes a little bit, like it's not like direct response and whatnot, so it takes a little bit, but within about 2-3 weeks, he would get the regular the odd person every now and then coming in saying, "Oh, I saw your YouTube ad," whatnot, And then after about 2-3 months, he's getting people in quite regularly saying, "I didn't even know you were here till I saw your YouTube ad," right? And they only live like a couple miles away. And so, because he was doing like radio, newspaper, those sorts of things, right? Like old school, and he was able to hit a market which he wasn't able to with the previous, advertising mediums. And it's worked out quite well for him. So he's I think between quarter one 2022 to quarter one this year, the only thing he really did different was YouTube advertising.
Wow.
And he was up over 6 figures in difference between quarter one this year and quarter one the year before. So yeah. So definitely 110%. Like we've done it for accountants, we've done it for lawyers, fishing shops, like fishing tackle shops, that kind of thing. So yeah.
And they're lead gen campaigns.
And lead gen, yeah.
And you mentioned about Facebook ads converted, it can be converted into YouTube ads. Can YouTube ads be good Facebook ads?
Yes. Yeah, well, yes. Yeah, 100%. 100%.
So it could be
So
both. You could shoot the
yeah, so
content.
you can take a YouTube ad and plug it on the Facebook, and there's no problem.
Yeah.
Right? In the past, we've taken Facebook video ads, plunked them onto YouTube. It hasn't worked out as well.
Right. Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. And what would you say was the biggest mistakes that you see when you see people dabbling with YouTube ads?
They're not patient. Okay.
Right.
So, I mean, really, this is really any type of advertising, really. Like, you have to understand your numbers. Okay. You have to understand what the lifetime value of a client is. You have to understand the sales process. And so what ends up happening is perfect example. I had this call with this guy the other day, and he's like, "Oh, I created all these YouTube campaigns, and I created 40 of them, and I put $5 a day on each of them." And then he went through one day, and nothing happened. He freaked out and turned them all off.
Yes.
And I'm just like, it was one day, and it's $5 a campaign. Like, you're not gonna get much data with $5 a campaign. And so when you start running advertising, whether it's YouTube advertising, even Facebook, whatever it may be, okay, but let's say YouTube advertising in this case, you need data. You need data. You need to know, which audiences are going to work, which ad creatives are going to work, and if you're not patient and not willing to, fork out the resources to build that foundation of data, you're just wasting your money and wasting your time. So just let the process go. Like, let Google do their thing, get the data, and then you can start making some informed decisions. So it's hard. It's hard just to sit back and spend a lot of money. Oh, not a whole lot's coming through, but you're in the very beginning. You're testing ads, testing audiences, and sometimes you're testing new landing pages and funnels and all sorts. So,
I think as you said, always be testing.
yeah, always be testing. Always. Like, I was reading Alex Hormozi's $100 million leads book the other
Oh,
day.
yeah. I've not read it, but I've heard of it.
It's friggin' awesome. $100 million leads book, and he was saying that the top 1% of businesses test 11 times more than everyone else. So they're testing 11 times more audiences, 11 times more ad creatives, 11 times more, headlines and sub-headlines and landing page formats and layouts or whatever, yeah. So always be testing, always.
Yeah. Yeah. Would you recommend running a Google ads, like a mainline search campaign and a YouTube campaign for the same business at the same time?
Yeah, 100%. So search is a bit different than YouTube. The mindset of so YouTube is interruptive based advertising. Okay. It's, I'm the viewer, I'm watching a piece of content on YouTube, and boop, up pops Mike's ad. Okay. And then you have to catch my interest and all that kind of sort of stuff, right? Whereas search is intent. So I have a problem, I need an answer or a solution. I'm going to Google and say, "Hey Google, how to do this or how to do that," or whatever it may be. Okay. And so search, I would definitely run in conjunction with YouTube, but I would be running branded campaigns, particularly branded campaigns, because people will see your YouTube ad, and what do? They go to Google and they'll type in your brand name. They'll type in, Titan Marketer, right? Or whatever it may be. And then they'll look you up. And so And then what happens is when you get really somewhat big, you might have competitors that will advertise on your brand name. And so you make sure you get the top. So I always put Tide Marketer, and I always make sure I bid high enough where I'm always at the top of the page. But yeah, definitely search. But I would do mostly branded.
Yeah. So top of the funnel campaigns for
Yes,
YouTube,
correct.
display campaigns, top of the funnel search campaigns, bottom of the funnel go for the sale.
Yeah, that's right. And I'd also run in conjunction with that, like display retargeting. So when you're running your YouTube ads, display retargeting for sure.
Yeah, that makes sense. And where do you stand on the skippable, non-skippable video debate? Are you
So we only run skippable in-stream ads. Okay. You can run non-skippable in-stream ads, but I would only do those. Well, it depends. If you're just wanting brand awareness and you just want to fork out truck tons of money for brand awareness and whatnot, yeah, cool. Non-skippable 15-second ads, 6-second bumper ads, that sort of things. Yeah, no worries at all. We've done that for a number of other businesses overseas. But if you're like a local lead gen or a coach, consultant, or whatever, you want to book calls or that sort of thing, you want to get people to come to your webinar or to your live event or whatever it may be, right? Skippable in-stream ads, that's going to be your bread and butter. And then you could run 15-second ads like retargeting if you want to do something like that. Yeah, skippable all the time.
It's all part of it's all part of the strategy that you would give someone.
Yeah, exactly. Because you want to give them value. You want to give them value, right, in your ad. And it's hard to do that in 15 seconds. So, yeah.
Would you recommend using a video that was already on YouTube that had, for example, had a lot of views, organic views, and maybe then like boosting that with a YouTube ad, or should they be ready, like tailor-made ads?
So you can use. So if you have content and you want to build out, you talk about building out your YouTube channel, you can do that. I would not, unless you're like a musician, right? So we've worked with a number of musicians in the States, particularly rap musicians.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it's a very interesting genre of music these days. But like you can so if you're like a content creator of some sort, okay, just say you're a coach or a consultant or you have a course and you want to build up your YouTube channel. I would not run content as an actual in-stream ad. Okay. What you want to do is I'd run that as like what's called an in-feed ad. So I would and base it around like keywords. Okay. So when someone's searching up specific topics or specific keywords on how-tos or whatever it may be, that's related to what your channel is on, you can show up in the search result, right, on the video search results. But it's an ad. But it's anyone who clicks on it's going to be, a very highly engaged viewer because they've looked it up on YouTube, they've seen your thumbnail, they've clicked on it, and now they're watching your content. So I would definitely do that for building out a channel to boost stuff. Yeah, to boost videos.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. So you in your agency, do you run all types of Google ads and Facebook ads as well?
No, so we are an agency, but we were very, very, very picky with who we bring on to our agency. So with our agency, we really only work with people who are already spending like 10, anywhere between like $5 and $5,000+ a month already on Facebook ads.
Yeah.
we can bring them on, because I know for a fact that if you're already spending $5,000 a month on advertising to bring in leads, you already have a sales process that works. So we can quickly and easily plug and play YouTube ads into your sales process, and it's going to work within the first week, week and a half. I can guarantee that. Um, so, but what we mostly do is we mostly do coaching. So we coach a lot. So we teach people, business owners, how to do YouTube ads, how to write the scripts and structure the scripts, how to shoot the ads, how to build the campaigns and manage and optimize and scale and on all those sort of things. And then we also help people, like what sort of sales process should you have? What numbers should you be looking for?
Mm.
Like most people come to us asking, "Oh, what's the conversion rate of your landing page?" I have no idea. Oh, okay, what's the lifetime value of a client? What's the lifetime value? Like,
No idea.
you need to know these numbers,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
yeah.
Otherwise, especially if you're gonna do like cold audience, lead gen, you need to know these numbers so you know how much you can spend per lead or that sort of thing. So, and so that's what we do mostly is we teach, because I love teaching. I mean, I don't mind, helping managing other people's, marketing. But if I can teach someone how to do it, that empowers them to take control of their business. Because
Yes.
if you don't control your traffic, you don't control your business. Right. And so I love seeing people coming into the program and, they have all the aha moments and they start getting results fairly quick. Once they have everything built out, and then they just take the wheel. They just take the wheel and away they go. Like, I don't know, I get a kick out of it.
Yeah, yeah. It's certainly a good way to go. Well, I've interviewed John Loomer, who's a Facebook ads
Okay.
guru.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
they
yeah,
wouldn't
yeah.
like to be called that. He's like a legend in Facebook ads, and a guy called Uzair Karawala, UK Google
Yeah,
Ads
okay.
guy. But yeah, and he teaches a lot about Google Ads, but mainly the search ads side of
Yeah,
things.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but that does sound like the way to go. And would you say that the average cost, like per lead from YouTube, how does that compare with like Facebook? Is there such a thing possible to compare the two?
You can, but it just depends on what your niche is, right? And it depends on what your offer is. So, for example, if you're selling, well, you can, but it also depends on the quality, right? So, perfect example is we were running a virtual event, okay, on how to do YouTube ads. And so we set up some cold audience outreach, cold audience marketing, top of funnel stuff on Facebook. And then we did the exact same thing on YouTube. Same creatives, that sort of thing. So we used our videos on YouTube, used same videos on Facebook. And we were getting lead costs on Facebook for like $30, somewhere around there for as a 2-day, 2-day virtual event. Okay. And on YouTube, we're getting it for like $50. And we're like, that's interesting. And so when after the 2-day event, we went to the back of our CRM and we looked at everyone who bought. Okay. 80% of the people who bought came from YouTube.
Interesting.
Right?
Yeah.
And here's what's also interesting. 57% of everyone who registered through YouTube attended the virtual event. Okay. Anyone who came from Facebook, it was like 17, 18% attended the event. Right. So, yeah, I was getting cheaper leads on Facebook, but cheaper leads does not necessarily mean better leads. right? And so, you know,
Is this
I wouldn't really like. I know a lot of people like a lot of people go, "Oh, I'm getting $10 leads on Facebook." Well, are you running them to the page, or are you doing Facebook lead forms? You know, Facebook lead forms. Yeah, you can get great results. Facebook lead forms. I've seen it happen. Like we've tried it ourselves. But the quality of lead that's going to come from a Facebook lead form that you got for $10 to a $50 lead that you've got from a YouTube ad that came to your page, that watched your VSL, that opted in, that then saw your VIP upsell or whatever it may be, you know, the quality is going to be much, much higher with the YouTube traffic. So
is
that's
this
just my experience. That's my experience, and we've been doing this for about well over 4 years now. So
is this because you think Google just has more information about the user than
the
Facebook does?
targeting, baby, it's the targeting, man. So like on Facebook, you can target interests, right? Like if I want to target someone who's interested in, cats and surfing, cool, I can do that. You know, on Google, I can target income, how household income. I can target people who visit certain websites or websites similar to those websites. I
Yeah,
can target people who type in certain search terms into Google. I can target people who are in market for certain services.
that's
I
how.
can
Yeah,
I can target placements and channels, and I can target keywords on YouTube. Like the targeting options with Google, like Google has like mountains and mountains of data, right? And it knows what you're looking at. It knows what you're, you know, it, it knows everything about you, really, right? Um, and so and that's what I do. Like one of my most powerful targeting options is websites. I'll create a custom website audience, and a lot of times it works really, really well. So it's just yeah. I mean, yeah, the lead may be a little bit more expensive than Facebook, but I don't give a crap because I'm getting 30% more people showing up to my webinars from YouTube or showing up to my live event or whatever, or booking a call, whatever it may be. So yeah,
yeah,
it's just the targeting on YouTube, combining that with the messaging that you're able to do. Like you can talk to someone for 5 seconds before they can skip, right? You can say a crap ton in 5 seconds. Okay. And so when you combine the messaging of a YouTube ad and the targeting options in the Google with the Google database, it's it's insane. It's insane.
yeah, absolutely. This is a bit of a geeky question.
I
Uh,
love geeky questions. I'm a geek, man. I'm a geek. So ask away.
do you recommend when you're for conversion tracking for Google Ads,
Yep.
you prefer using GA4 conversions or like Google's own tag conversions, Google tag conversions?
So okay. I liked UA. Google UA, like Google, I loved it. I loved the universal analytics. I loved it. When they said, "Oh, we're getting rid of it, bring in GA4," it's like, why? Like I've tried using GA4. I've had people who are smarter than I am as far as GA4 goes, and we've tried to use conversion track with GA4, and I don't know. We couldn't get it to work. So all I do is I put Tag Manager on my funnel, and I just take the code from Google Ads, my Google conversion code or whatever,
Yeah,
plug it in, away I go.
yeah,
Right. Well, okay. So now we're talking geek. All right. Here we go. Okay. So for anyone who's listening who wants to know the best way to track to track conversions, I have a number of conversions that I set up in my funnel. Okay. So I like to see every single step someone's taking. So, or the traffic's taking, right? So the first thing I do is you need to understand, just because someone clicks on your ad does not mean they're going to see your landing page. Okay. So the first conversion I set up is landing page view. So anyone that visits the landing page, that will track as a conversion. Now, it's not a primary conversion, so it's not a conversion that Google's optimizing for. It's a secondary one that's just being measured. Okay. So what I like to see, I like to see 70+% of all the clicks viewing, 70+% of all my clicks triggering my landing page view conversion action. Okay. If you're getting like 50, 60, 40%, like you're getting low numbers, okay, you need to check your load speed, your landing page load speed. Okay. So that's first conversion. Second conversion is also secondary conversions. That's not being optimized. That's button clicks. So anyone that comes to your landing page, right? Okay, so I had this many clicks. I've had this many people view this page from these clicks, and from the people that view this page, this many people click the button, right? So it could be a button that brings up a pop-up form or sends it to another page where they opt in or whatever it may be. Okay. So then I finally have the primary conversion, which will be the opt-in, right? So when they've given an email, a name, email, phone number, then they've gone to the next page after that. Okay, that's what I use to do for my primary conversion action. Okay, so those are like the three main ones I would use. Now, obviously, if you may have like upsells and downsells and all sorts of nonsense, you can add those in as well. But if you just want straight, I just want contact details, landing page view conversion, clicking a button, opting in, and then like if you don't book a call, they've booked a call. Right. So that's what, well, the three to, I say four. If it's book a call, it's to be four that I would focus on. And that way I'm seeing, how the flow of traffic and, where my bottleneck is. Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
You want to see where the bottleneck is, because if you're not tracking that, you have no idea. You have no idea. So, yeah, that's we figured that, we started doing that a couple of years ago, and it just revolutionized our marketing.
Yeah, no, that's great. That's a great tip. And does it make any difference when you're creating campaigns? It asks you for goal guidance, like for leads or sales.
Man, I've tried both, man. I've tried leads, I've tried no goal guidance, and it's a bunch of optimization. I haven't really noticed. Honestly, I haven't noticed any difference. I always do leads. I just pick leads.
Yeah. Same here.
Yeah, I used to do like I used to be like, no, Google, I don't want your help. I can do this myself. Thank you very much. But yeah, I've looked up, like I've done a lot of research on that back in the day, and I just roll with leads. Works fine.
Do you have any views on because obviously Google now are using more and more AI to optimize their campaigns. They're talking about broad match, pushing that. Obviously, YouTube ads, that's not really an issue because it's based more on interest, isn't it?
I do have, so as far as search goes, I hate what they've done to search. I hate it. Like, exact match is no longer exact match.
No.
Phrase match is no longer phrase match. Broad match still sucks, right? But it's always sucked, in my opinion. But, like when they got rid of the broad match modifiers, which I thought was kind of dumb, but it's like, I hate what they did to Google search. Why fix something that's not broken? Like, I could understand the reasoning of, they want to look at the intent of the people, whatnot. I don't care. I want to show up for this specific search term or a search term that has this phrase in it. That's it. That's it. So I mean, again, I'm not a Google Ads, like Google search ads expert. Um, but I just feel like anything outside of exact match now is just going to waste my money. But again, that's just in my experience. So,
And you add the keywords to YouTube ads. Can you add keywords as part
you
of the
can,
audience?
so you can, but if you create a keywords campaign on YouTube, it's keywords on YouTube, right?
Right, right.
So if you want to do keywords from Google search, right? You have to create an audience around those specific search terms that have been typed into Google search. Okay, so that's how you do that. I had a thought came to my mind, I can't remember. Oh yeah, but what you also need to understand is that there's two types of targeting on YouTube. There's content targeting and there's people targeting. Okay, so content targeting is I'm targeting placements, topics, channels, videos, keywords, right? You're targeting the content. You're not targeting the person watching that content. You're targeting that specific content with
Yeah,
your ad. Okay.
yeah,
Anyone who comes along and watches that content, there's a chance your ad pops up. Right. Now, when you create audiences around like, website audiences and Google search audiences and apps and in-market audiences and affinity audiences and that sort of stuff, right? Like interest-based audiences, you're actually targeting the person. So it doesn't matter what video they're going to watch, right? So if I say anyone that visits, the ClickFunnels website or a website similar to ClickFunnels website, right? I'm going to show my ad to them. So the next time they go to YouTube, okay, they could be watching, flipping catfish fishing in Louisiana, and whoop, up pops my ad. Okay, because I'm targeting them. I'm not targeting the Louisiana catfish channel. I'm targeting the person. Whereas if I say I want to put my video on, how to do YouTube ads, or on Alex Hormozi's channel, or this specific video, right? Doesn't matter who goes to watch that content. There's a good chance my ad is going to pop up. Does that make sense?
yeah.
So you're targeting content or you're targeting the person. So, and that's a big thing that people need to understand when they're doing YouTube advertising is you can target content or you can target people.
Interesting. Okay. We'll take a bit of a gear change with the interview as we're heading towards the end. But I'll just pop in some I suppose you'd call more informal questions, or what we'd call smash hits type questions, pop questions.
Less geeky questions.
Less geeky questions, yes. So the first one is you mentioned obviously music earlier and rap. What is your favorite type of music?
Oh man, I'm an old soul, man. I grew up listening to my dad's music, and so I love Queen, ELO, Chicago, CCR, like 70s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, like good
Wow.
music, like, yeah, but I like classic rock. That's probably my biggest
The Aussie bands you like?
AC/DC. I like
Oh,
AC/DC.
yeah.
Yeah.
Or are they Scottish?
People forget they're Aussie. They are Aussie. AC/DC 's Aussie.
Scotland like labelling for themselves. But,
Yeah. There's a group called Wolf Mother. Wolf Mother is pretty good. It's probably my main Aussie ones. But like I grew up in America. I was born there and raised there for 20 years, and so yeah,
I was going to ask, your accent doesn't sound
yeah. I have
Australian.
like a
Fully
hybrid
Australian.
mongrel mixed accent. So it's when I speak to my friends back in like Florida and whatnot, my southern accent just pops out really strong.
Yeah.
But when I'm here speaking normally, yeah, my Aussie accent does come out, but I still have like this tint of American accent in there.
Wow. So you're from Florida originally?
Yes. Yep.
Oh wow. Okay. So many talented people come from Florida.
Yeah, yeah. There's a fair few of us that come from Florida.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. What would you say was your favorite food? Like if you go out for maybe to a restaurant or to treat yourself, would you?
I love Mexican. Oh man, I was in Brisbane, so we did a live event earlier in October for 2 days in Brisbane, Queensland, and we didn't get out until the last day. We didn't get out till like 6, 7 o'clock, somewhere around there. And so we just rented one of the little scooters, the little electric scooters. We rented one. Just zip, cause my feet were killing me. I was standing up for 2 days straight, right? So we just zipping around, and I was craving Mexican, man. So we went to this Mexican restaurant. I forgot what it's called. And we get there, the waiter comes up. He's like, "What do you want?" We're just like, "What are like the two biggest dishes you have?" Like, and he's like, "Oh, like one's like this lamb shoulder with like this Mexican herb with avocado." I was like, "Sold. I want it. I'll get that one." And then the other one was like this pulled pork nachos. Like, yeah, we'll grab that one too. And he was like, "But these meals are for like four, like each is like made for 4 people." You're like, you underestimate how hungry you are. Just bring them out. And yeah, man, Mexico. I just like every year my birthday, taco salad. That's what I eat every year my birthday. I love Mexican. I love it.
There's a lot of Mexican influence in Florida. Maybe that's.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you mentioned a book already, Alex Hormozi's book. Is that
Yeah.
would you say that was if you had a favorite book?
Oh man, I wouldn't say it's my favorite, but as far as like education goes,
Yeah.
the 3 biggest books that had the most impact on my life. Yeah, as far as business education goes, How to Win Friends and Influence People, by Dale Carnegie, and then Alex Hormozi has 2 books he's put out so far. One was $100 million Offers, and the next one was $100 million Leads. The book $100 million Offers has literally made us hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Wow.
Like, not even joking, no hyperbole, not like seriously. Like, because we had our offer, and then we read his book on $100 million Offers, and we completely transformed our messaging, completely transformed our offer, and yeah, like it made it more sellable. Like it was just easier to sell, right? Because when you set your offer up the way he talks about it, you need to make sure you set it up so if people feel stupid saying no, which is exactly what we did, right? And yeah, it just skyrocketed our sales.
Yeah.
Just by making these small little changes, split testing, so yeah. But as far as like pleasure reading, so if you look on my shelf back there, those are all like fantasy books by a writer called R.A. Salvatore. And yeah, it's like Dungeons and Dragons type fantasy stuff, right? Like I don't know, I just love it. I get a real big kick out. I'm a huge Lord of the Rings fan, and yeah, I get a massive kick out.
Yeah.
R.A. Salvatore is probably my favorite, author when it comes to pleasure reading.
Oh, yeah, Tolkien just lived down the road from here.
Oh, did he?
Did a lot of his writing down where I live.
Yeah.
So you're a gamer? Are you like
No, I used to be before I started Titan Marketer. Yeah, I used to be. But I have 4 kids. I've been married for 18 years, almost 19 years. I run my own business. I do a lot of fishing and spear fishing and diving.
Wow.
And I just I do every now and then. Um, but they're just games that I can just stop and pause or save or whatever. Like, I'm an old school gamer, so I like Age of Empires. Like, I love that game. I'll play it a million times. Or there's another game called Heroes of Might and Magic 3. I love that game too, but I don't play very often. But I can play them, enjoy it for a little bit, save it, and then come back to it like a week later or something.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Great. And what would you say was your favorite bit of tech? Either an app on your phone or a software that you can't, I'll say live without, might be a bit too strong a word, but it saves you a lot of time or is a game changer.
What app? I don't know. I don't really live on my phone. I hate my phone actually. It drives my business partner crazy. There's the Google Ads app that I use fairly regularly. Oh, okay. It's not business related, but I do a lot of coaching, like sports coaching for my kids, like soccer and basketball and whatnot, particularly. And there's a coaching app that helps with substitutions. So like it tells me how long each kid's been on the court and how long they've been on the bench and whatnot. And
Wow. Okay.
yeah. Seriously, yeah.
What's
I
it
love
called?
that app.
Just in case someone wants to check it out.
Sub time
On Play Store.
Yeah, Google Play Store. Yeah. I love it. But very tech.
Brilliant.
Yeah, that's probably it. I mean, I'm not really big on my apps and nothing like that. So I hate my phone. I hate it.
No, it's fine.
I already have it because of business. If I could, I'd have like an old indestructible Nokia. But I can't really shoot YouTube ads with that. That's funny.
And so just closing then, what is the best way to contact you? If someone watches this video, listens to the podcast and says, I want to contact Marcus, need help with my YouTube ads, what's the best approach?
Yeah, just go to titanmarketer.com. There should be a button on there where you can book a call with us. If we have any like upcoming like virtual events or anything like that, it'll be on there as well. But that's the best way, titanmarketer.com, and just book a call with us.
Are you on LinkedIn and Facebook?
I'm on LinkedIn. I think I'm on Facebook. My VA handles a lot of that stuff. So
yes,
I just go, here's some content, just do your thing. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm on I think I'm on Facebook. Yeah. I think I'm even on Instagram. I think so. I'm not too sure.
I'll check later.
Yeah. Yeah.
Brilliant. Cheers, Marcus. I appreciate your time.
No worries, Mike. Thanks for having me.
And giving your insights into YouTube ads, which is eye-opening because I say there's not many people who are just YouTube ad specialists. It's a rarity at the moment anyway. It's a rarity.
Yeah. Well, that's it. Which is why we got into it. It's like, no one's doing this. Why not? So okay, we'll do it.
Brilliant. Have a great day. What time is it there in Perth?
It is 8:30 p.m. Thursday evening.
Right. Okay. Well, enjoy the rest of your evening.
I will. Thanks, Mike.
Hopefully, we'll have you back on in the future as well.
That's it. Sounds good.
Great. Cheers, Marcus.
Cheers.